welcome one and all to The Late Show. I'm your host, Stephen Colbert. Ladies and gentlemen, the energy, you feel that energy? That's summertime energy, and not just any summertime. It is June 20th, and you may not realize this, but this is the summer solstice. Longest day of the year. Now, I never miss a summer solstice because I keep time with the new Apple iHenge. The solstice is the longest day of the year, as I said, and also the official start of summer, which, of course, raises the question, what the hell has the past week been? If not summer. It is so hot in New York, the tourists in Times Square are lining up to have their photo taken with Tickle Me Heat Stroke. Oh. The smell. Oh, the smell. You can surf it like a wave. The New York Post recommends celebrating the solstice by feasting al fresco, working outside, or taking a long walk with bare feet. Yes. Today, celebrate the solstice. Tomorrow, celebrate the tetanus. Let's see what's going on. Oh, across the pond, in the UK, folks gathered at Stonehenge, where yesterday, to protest the UK's use of fossil fuels, two climate activists spray-painted the landmark orange. Now, look, I support climate action, and that makes me want to go buy a Hummer. Good job, fellas. But don't worry, fellow henge heads, because apparently the paint will wash away in the rain, and the site remains open, according to the group that manages Stonehenge. Oh. Are you telling me someone manages Stonehenge? Excuse me, it's a little cloudy and I can't see the solar alignment. Can I speak to the Henge's manager, please? Moving on from the longest day of the year to the longest election of all time, there's good news for Joe Biden because a brand new poll shows Biden ahead of Trump by 2 points. And best of all, that poll is from Fox News. Woo! 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 I've always loved you, Fox News. Fair and balanced reporting from America's most trusted anchors. I go ham for Hannity, and I'm juicy for the doocy. Not to mention their gorgeous, supple, longtime chairman, the nubile newlywed, Rupert Zaddy Murdoch. Rupee, are your eyes migrating in different directions, or are you just happy to see me? Now, down in D.C. Oh, nice snag. Good hands. Down in Washington, D.C., Republicans are always trying to find new ways to kiss Trump's butt. Earlier this month, one GOP congressman introduced a bill requiring the U.S. Treasury to start printing $500 bills again, featuring a portrait of Trump in place of William McKinley. And I know, but we actually have an early rendering of the front of the $500 bill. And of course, there always has to be a back. People like it. Didn't like it till you saw it, did you? In May, another representative pushed a bill to award Trump the Congressional Gold Medal for his administration's foreign policy successes, including, quote, that no wars were started while he was in office. Okay, that's a pretty low bar. But never forget, Bill Clinton won the Nobel Prize for not pushing an old lady in front of a bus. Of course, he was busy. He didn't have time. Of course, both Trump and Biden are preparing for next week's debate, which is a week from to debate, right? This is a week from today? Okay. And they're each looking for ways to reach the folks who don't watch TV, because experts believe low-information voters will consume the debate through seconds-long social media clips, including TikToks, leading many to refer to the night as the meme debate. As the meme debate. Not the first time a debate has tried to tap into the zeitgeist. History buffs will know that in 1858, the Lincoln-Douglas debate was decided by a dab-off. Biden will be gathering with aides this week at Camp David, where his debate prep will likely be fueled by his favorite drink, orange Gatorade, which explains this new ad.
Is it in you?
Yes.
Good. Good. I'm glad. You've got to stay hydrated. You've got to stay hydrated. One guy who won't be in the debate is presidential hopeful and anti-vax sweet potato Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Due to, in part, his low poll numbers, RFK Jr. won't meet the CNN debate requirements, and on top of that, he's facing a cash crunch. But he's not giving up. This week, he went on Twitter to introduce some of the new members of his team.
Hey, everybody. These are my two ravens. They're not actually mine. I'm just taming them by feeding them every day. I've gotten them to come in and join me for meditations every morning on my balcony.
See? His campaign's not doomed. He's just being followed around by a flock of black birds. Bobby Jr. Bobby Jr. explained how the Ravens have come to trust him, saying, "They come closer and closer. By the end of the summer, they'll be eating from my hands." Buddy, you admitted to having a worm in your brain. I'm not sure the food they're looking for is in your hand. Fact is, RFK Jr. RFK Jr. has been a bird guy for years. He's had all different species as pets, and his wife, the lovely and talented Cheryl Hines, is cool with that. Most of the time, as RFK Jr. told the New York Times, she's good with the Ravens, but, he added, she had a big fight with the emu. And that's true. Here's what happened. RFK Jr. had an emu named Toby who lived in their backyard. Apparently, Toby was jealous of Mrs. Hines and took to charging at her violently, so she started carrying a shovel in self-defense. Whenever she stepped outside, she would often wonder, is today going to be the day that I wake up and kill an emu in my backyard? We all been there. You're sipping... You're sipping your morning latte, you walk outside with a paper, the next thing you know, you're beating a flightless bird to death with a shovel. Down in Louisiana, yesterday, the governor signed a law making Louisiana the first state to require that the Ten Commandments be displayed in public classrooms. Now, this is controversial, I understand that, but something finally had to be done to stop second graders from coveting their neighbors' wives. They've got to learn. The dumb law, and ass, and their neighbor's ass. This dumb law stupidly mandates that all public classrooms for K through 12 must have a poster-sized display of the Ten Commandments in large, easily readable font. Oh, come on. Everybody knows if you want to make something accessible to kids, you don't put it in a big font. You put it on a Hello Kitty Trapper Keeper. This law has Hello Kitty fans. This law has already been challenged in court. Opponents say that a state requiring a religious text in all classrooms would violate the Establishment Clause of the Constitution. Yes, classroom walls are not supposed to have the Ten Commandments on them. They're supposed to have times tables and U.S. presidents and a poster that's been there since the 90s of Urkel saying, "When it comes to reading, I did do that." Republicans have figured out a way to do this without increasing public school funding because the posters will be paid for through donations. You can't pass a law that nobody wants and then pass the hat. There's a reason you don't see signs that say, "Tow Zone, please donate $10 so we can buy a tow truck." Now, as I said, how are you guys doing?
Doing good, man.
Staying hydrated? You guys good? Hot day. Good. As I said, it's the first day of summer, and of course, summer means baseball. Here in New York, it's been a very good week for the Mets, who, before last night's loss, had a 7-game winning streak. But the strange part of this streak is that it started at the same game where McDonald's mascot Grimace threw out the first pitch Now, this is not the first time a McDonald's mascot has helped out the Mets. Back in 1986, the Hamburglar was their Coke dealer. Switching to... It was a different time. Switching to baseball's minor leagues and the minor leagues of drugs, the Portland Pickles have become the first sports team to legally sell THC products at games. But, okay, butt heads, you won't be sparking up in the stands, you'll be sparkling up. Because instead of smokable products, they'll be selling THC-based seltzer drinks. Now, that might sound odd, but remember, Coca-Cola used to have cocaine in it, and ginger ale originally contained the blood of a redhead. We got a great show for you tonight. My guests are Jeremy Allen White and filmmaker Ava DuVernay. But when we come back, meanwhile, join us, won't you?